Oh. 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 Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. I'm reading to you a section of the commentary on verse 21. Vedanta respects no personalities. No personality is considered as all important in Vedanta. It is a textbook enunciating and proving the science of right living, and as such, the rishis are but the mouthpieces that declare the rishi experiences. Pujaswami Chinmayananda ever taught that we should worship, we should live for the indicated, not the indicator. The indicated is the infinite. As long as we're living for the indicator, that means we're living for the finite, and particularly, we're living for the means. Meaningful Mornings is a workshop where every morning we are reminded of the ends. Because purpose pulls performance. If our purpose is the means, our performance will be like that too. If our purpose is the ends, can you visualize what our performance will be like? Throughout Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna at times presents himself as the creator. And as the creator, he is the doer. The doer that facilitates the multiverse, the doer that facilitates our evolution. At other times, he presents himself, and maybe I should change it to itself, as consciousness. And so not the doer, but rather the one that is being. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, you would have seen this. Sometimes the creator, sometimes consciousness. Similarly, throughout Bhagavad Gita, at times, Prince Arjuna is taught that he is responsible for his evolution. Lift yourself by yourself, a classic example. In other times, Prince Arjuna is taught to surrender, that your evolution is not facilitated by you, it is facilitated by the divine. In verse 21 particularly, Sri Krishna shares with Prince Arjuna that you are responsible for your evolution, for the movement in your journey, and I will support this. You work hard, I will work hard. You work smart, I will work smart. For those who are unable to understand why there's this change in positioning, Bhagavad Gita was completed in chapter 2, verse 30. Now we're about to complete chapter 7. Long detour, correct? Bhagavad Gita is only from chapter 2, verse 11 to verse 30. I think that's 20 verses. And here I am celebrating that we've analyzed 300. Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue. If you reflect on the last meaningful dialogue you had, it wasn't like a business presentation. It wasn't like litigation in court. It is not linear. Bhagavad Gita is not a linear map because this journey is not linear. In a dialogue, sometimes you speak more, sometimes you listen more, sometimes you're more emotional, sometimes you're more intellectual. We are on a journey, and I know you all feel this. Some days you're a stronger student, some days you're a weaker student, correct? And so the message comes to us like that. Sometimes we are responsible, sometimes we are to surrender. In summary, I'm trying to share with all, to be open to Bhagavad Gita, to be open to this systematic study. That paragraph I read to you, this community is not facilitated by you or me. These are Sri Krishna's direct words that are ageless, priceless. All that we measure in the world, this is beyond that. And I feel the most effective way to understand Bhagavad Gita is to have a relationship with Bhagavad Gita that is daily. I have studied Bhagavad Gita with a master in an ashram in an immersive way, and I've taught Bhagavad Gita in a similar context, but having this relationship every day is different. It is a game changer. Verse 22. Sri Krishna continues to confuse us about whether he's the creator, whether he's consciousness. Sattaya shraddhaya yuktaha tasya radhanam ihate labate cha tatah kaman mayyeva vihitan hitan. Saha, he. Who is he? The bhaktaha that he's been referencing in the past verses. Taya shraddhaya yuktaha. This bhakta is filled with, yukta is filled with shraddha, faith. So he's connecting previous verses to this one. It's very lovely how he carries one verse over, but then focuses on the next train of thought. The word shraddha, and I have shared this before, I'm sharing it again, means shrat, that's with a T, plus dha, that's with a DH long A. DH long A means to hold. And shrat means all that is positive. Your belief system, your value system, your morality system. So shraddha, when you put this together, means to hold on to that which is meaningful. Whatever you have faith in, you will be successful in. If you're a faithful teacher in a secular setting, you will be successful. If you have faith in a relationship, you will be successful. tasya aradhanam ihate. With this faith, as one is going about living, what did they do? Aradhanam. This faith is expressed as aradhanam. Aradhana means to worship. In our context, it means to direct. What you have faith in, you will direct yourself there. You will apply yourself in that direction. I'm quite fond of the word aradhanam. For those in our Vedanta and Bhagavata course, I had mentioned the word araditaha. Who was araditaha? Devi Radha. The name Radha is not used in Srimad Bhagavatam. She is only indicated as araditaha, the one who's directing herself to Sri Krishna. In our ashram in Niagara Falls, Chinmayadhara, we have icons of Sri Krishna and Devi Radha. If you observe Devi Radha closely, who is she always looking at? She's always looking at Sri Krishna. The practicality of what's being shared in this first line, whatever you're looking at, that is indicative of what you have faith in. It is unfair to say that I have faith in Bhagavad Gita, but I never look at it. I never reflect on it. I never practice this in my day. That is not being Devi Radha. Labhate cha tataha kaman. What I have faith in, I apply myself in that direction. And by doing so, what I'm trying to get, I will get. What I'm desiring will be fulfilled. And our history proves that. If you can remember your first conscious memory when you were a child to now, so much of what you've directed yourself towards, you are now experiencing. You wanted to go to Disney, you went to Disney. You wanted to build a home, you built a home. You wanted to have healthy grandchildren, you have healthy grandchildren. That is our history. But here's the critical part of this verse. Maya eva vihitan hi tan. All of the connections between directing ourselves and getting those desires fulfilled, all of this, vihitan, is controlled by me. Maya is referencing Bhagavan Krishna sharing, I am the controller here. I am the governor, the facilitator. The practicality of this quarter, what is holding back a searcher from being a seeker, is that they live for sense objects. And I had asked all of us to go deeper. Instead of living for the sense objects, live for the one who controls the sense objects. That's awareness, correct? If there's no awareness, you can't see anything. You can't taste anything. In a previous verse, Sri Krishna uses the term Anya Devataha, other gods. And we interpreted this as the sense organs. But if you do take this literally, Devataha, like Indra, like Apsara, they are semi-gods. Why would I direct myself to the semi-gods when that same effort can be directed to the omni-God? Purpose pulls performance, correct? Why follow the means when I can follow the ends? And shared in one more way. Anya devataha is when we live for other beings. When we live for our family, that is the same as living for Indra or the sense organs. And I'll extrapolate this all the way to community, to society, to humanity. Why live for a person when we can live for the presence that is within all persons? That's what Sri Krishna means by, since I'm the controller, why are you wasting your time with that which is controlled? In my experience, I have found the best way to tune into the ends rather than get lost in the means is to be around those people who don't live for other beings. Many of us subtly suck up to those who have more possession, more position. We want them to endorse us. We want them to promote us. We do that with our managers, correct? We do that with people in the community. But if you're around people who are only living for Sri Krishna, then you feel empowered that I can do the same. From inspiration to application. Your recent application was to keep a mirror with you. Can I see your mirror? Your phones. Those who are extremely reflective, you should be holding up Bhagavad Gita right now, because that's the mirror to you. In a more relative sense, keeping a mirror with oneself is like feeling that you're always being watched. And that sounds so creepy, being watched without being judged. Then we won't live for Anya Devataha, correct? We will live for awareness, the omni-God presence. Your application for this morning. What are 3 ways you engage in small thinking? What are 3 directions you engage in small thinking? Shri Krishna in this workshop is teaching us to be big thinkers. How are you not doing this? Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.